So what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for coming. My name is Jon Vaughn. I'm the founder and CEO of Tier5. I think most of you actually know me, which is good. So thanks a lot for being here. Dave, I know you. Darla, I know you. Chris, I know you. Barking Cat Media, I don't think maybe I actually know you. And Steve, I'm not sure if I know you and if we've met. If so, I don't technically remember you, so I'm sorry about that. But at any time, if you guys have any questions, feel free to just put those in the comments, and then we'll go over everything at the end. So the reason I wanted to talk today was essentially I wanted to brainstorm and just get your thoughts about a new concept that I'm going to introduce, a new incentive that I'm going to add to the Tier5 community membership, which is essentially profit sharing. Okay, so that's essentially what I really want to talk about. And before that, I just want to kind of go over the Tier5 community membership and make sure that you understand what that is and this new benefit profit sharing that we're going to be adding on to the Tier5 community membership. So essentially, Tier5 is a software development firm that I started about 2.5 years ago. And what we've traditionally done since I opened up this office is provide software engineering services, essentially sell software engineering services to our clients. So clients will come to me, they'll come to Tier5, and they'll have some software product that they want to build, and they hire me and my engineers to essentially plan out the build and then execute the plan and launch a software product for them. That's essentially what we've done for the most part. Now, we have almost 40 full-time software engineers that work for Tier5. And what we've essentially done is over the last 2.5 years, when we've had what's called slack time, meaning I've got 40 engineers and I only have enough clients to keep 25 of my engineers busy. So I've got 15 engineers full of slack time that don't technically have any real work to do. They're just sitting on the bench waiting for me to get a client so I can bill them out to the client and they can do work for them. So in that slack time, what we've essentially done is we've built several different software products of our own that are SaaS softwares, kind of similar to ClickFunnels. If you know what ClickFunnels are, they're software as a service that people pay a monthly membership for. And the whole goal that we've had ever since I started this company was to eventually transition from a service-based company where we get our revenue from selling services to being a product-based company where we get our revenue from essentially selling access, monthly access to use the softwares that we built, because it's infinitely more profitable, it's infinitely more scalable, and it allows, because obviously it allows us to consume all our own time and just focus on building software products that we're going to sell to our clients instead of building software products for our clients who are going to sell that to their clients. So in order to do that, what we've done now, we've got all these different softwares that we built. We've got 5 that are in production. And our biggest downfall as a company is, as a software company, we don't do any type of marketing. So that's not what we do. We don't even do design. We do raw engineering. We are a code shop, an engineering shop that does functional programming, and design is always provided to us. Marketing is always acquired by our clients that we build software for. They partner up with marketing firms, and those marketing firms take care of the actual physical content for the sites, the design. They take care of the actual marketing plan and the ad strategy, and actually launch the software products that we build for our clients. So we haven't done this on our own. We haven't done our own marketing. So essentially, I guess back in May, I had the ideal that what I would do is I would start the Tier5 community. And that community would essentially be our early adopters, and they would be our initial set of users that would allow us to make this full transition from being a service-based company to being a product-based company. So I created the Tier5 community membership and the Tier5 community, and the attempts to create the first ever community-owned and operated software engineering firm, where essentially what we would have is a community that pays for a community membership, and they get all these benefits, which I'm about to go over. And the model of the community membership is now that us as a company, Tier5, we can build software, we can consume all our software engineering time. We can have 40 full-time software engineers that are building software on demand for our community. And our community is essentially, what they're going to do is they're going to serve as our initial market validators. So when we have a software idea, which typically right now are coming from my head, now instead of just coming from my head, they come from my head and the community as a collective. us, the community, can have ideals and we can identify problems that we can solve with software. And as a community, we can validate those ideals that yes, that's a valid ideal and there is a market need for it. And we could pursue creating an MVP of that product. We could create the essential proof of concept and the minimum viable unit that we need to go in and do a true market validation and a beta test. Now the community can also do the beta test for us, and now we can decide to actually build a full software, and the community itself can be essentially the sales force and the marketing team by attracting mostly affiliate people who are, you know, affiliate marketers in the community. Hopefully all this is making sense so far to you, what the whole ideal and the ethos behind the community has been. Like my aha moment when I was like, okay, I'll just create a community. So that's kind of the concept of the community. All right, now for the community membership, obviously there's a monthly charge and it's $97 a month. And I've tried to pack in as much value as I can. So what I've done is I've created something called a Tier 5 software pass, where what it does is it gives you unlimited access to every software that Tier 5 has created and every software we will ever create in the future while you hold the membership. All right, so you get the Tier 5 software pass. You get unlimited access to all of our software. On top of that, you get access to our affiliate platform. So our affiliate platform pays out a 57% commission to the affiliates. You can sell our community membership, you can sell our software products and get a 57% commission on the sales of those. All right, on top of that, what else is there? There's a community itself, which is, like I said, is meant to be a support group. So there's that community aspect, that support that you get in a community. And then there's discounts to software development services. If you, as a community member, if you want to actually acquire software development from us, we give you an 85% discount on the traditional rates that we charge, which for you it boils down to you can get an hour of software development for $15 an hour if you decide you need to purchase software development because you want to build your own software product. All right, and then I've just introduced and added a new concept to the community membership, which is called it's called free software funnel bait. And essentially what it is it allows you to take 4 of the Tier 5 softwares and give them away for free or sell them if you want. Do whatever you want. Essentially, it allows you to create unlimited user accounts on 4 of the different Tier 5 softwares and do whatever you want with those user accounts. If you want to give them away for free to build your list, you can give them away for free and build your list. If you want to sell them on an LTV, a lifetime deal, if you want to sell our software on a lifetime deal, you can sell it. If you want to sell on a monthly fee, you can. It's all included. Those 4 softwares are included in the free software funnel bait. So we give you that product as well. And then the new thing that I wanted to talk to you about today, which I've just been brainstorming, is profit sharing, okay? And you know, I just had a talk with somebody, and I just had a talk with somebody, and he actually suggested that I not call it profit sharing. He suggested that I call it, revenue sharing. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. All right. So first, before I move forward, I just want to make sure you guys all understand every benefit that I've talked about in the community already. Like all the things that you get with the community membership. Have you guys understood all those so far? But I'm seeing a yes from 2 people. Everybody else understood those. Do those features do those benefits seem like they're worth the $97 for the community membership already? The community membership is $97 a month. So the new thing that I'm thinking about, because like I said, I want to make this a stupid, crazy offer that the community members can promote and anybody is going to say yes to it. So profit sharing, revenue sharing, that's what I was suggested that I call it. For that, I think what I want to do is maybe do this right here. All right. You guys can see my screen. You guys can see this. I think this is actually going to work a little bit better. All right. So I'm gonna try to draw this out and make it make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, you guys just let me know, and then we'll go over it. All right. So for me, the whole reason that I've started this community is because, like I said, I want to build software that revolutionizes and changes the world for ourselves as an asset, and not for my clients, which is essentially what I've been doing for the last 2.5 years. I've been building really amazing software for other people and their companies, and not for my own company. And I don't really want to do that anymore. I want to build amazing software for Tier 5 and my company, obviously. So in order to do that, I need a company, all right? So I have a company right now, and I know there's an operating cost for my company. So what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to generate this number, all right? This number is OC prime. It's my inflated operating cost. This is what I've been trying to generate. It's essentially a mathematical number that describes, in order for me to maintain the company that I have right now, which is Tier 5, we have 37 full-time software engineers on staff. It's a company that you see right behind me. In order to maintain this company, to account for future inflation that I've calculated based on and normalized over the last 2.5 years, and to account for historic growth that I've had over the last 2.5 years, I need to have $30,000 a month. That is my inflated OC. In order for me to continue to grow at the same rate that I've grown for the last 2.5 years, and account for, you know, just natural inflation in a company and in a country, in order for me to actually account for those factors and continue to do business, I need to have $30,000 a month to just run my company. So that's what I'm hoping to actually get from the Tier 5 community, all right? That's the goal that I set for the Tier 5 community when I started the community, is that the community will generate essentially my operating costs, my inflated operating costs, and for that I'll give them essentially ownership of my company, where they get unlimited access to every single software product that we've ever created and we ever will create, and we will create software on demand at the community's actual request that they can go out and sell and make even more streams of revenue for themselves. All right, so now we're introducing profit sharing. All right, so this community membership that we're talking about, it's $97 a month, and from this we've already calculated that $40 goes to Tier 5, $40 goes to the affiliate that sells the membership on the first tier, and $17 goes to the second tier affiliate. All right, so now I've understood that I need 750 community members in order to reach this inflated OC. All right, so if I multiply 750 times 40, if I do that math and multiply it, it creates my inflated OC, which is $30,000, which what that means is I can essentially have 45 software engineers within the next 12 months. And because it essentially does a 12-month production run. That's what the inflated OC does. It says essentially, if I have this inflated OC for the next 12 months, I can continue to grow and I can continue to face inflation like I have for the last 2.5 years for 12 months, and my maximum running cost every single month will not cross $30,000. So if I get $30,000 a month from the community for the next 12 months, I can essentially have 45 software engineers that work full time, building new softwares that we can use to create new.
Yes, there's an event.
All right. So now I know I need 750 members in the community. From that, I'll get my inflated OC, and then obviously the community member.
It posts as a message.
The community members are going to get their share of the revenue as well. You know, that's $30,000 for me, and this other ends up working out to like $42,750. So if I get these 750 users, community members at $97 a month, that means Tier 5 gets $30,000 so that we can operate, and the affiliates, the Tier 5 community members, they get $42,000. All right. So now we're going to introduce profit sharing. All right. We're gonna introduce profit sharing, all right? And we're gonna essentially just pick a model, all right? Now I'm gonna set a benchmark for you because we talk about ClickFunnels. I'm gonna set a benchmark for you that ClickFunnels, as of today, this is an outdated number, they're doing at least $6 million a month in revenue, okay? So at least. That number is most likely at about $7.8 million if we really wanted to crunch in and go through their group and look at the numbers that they actually just released. It's probably a lot more closer to $8 million a month than it is to $6 million. But let's just put $6 million as some benchmark, because what we're going to do is we're going to talk about profit sharing so that you can understand, or revenue sharing, what one revenue share you could think it could be valued at. Because what we're going to essentially do is now we're going to give Tier 5 community members revenue shares, profit shares. You guys are going to actually, as Tier 5 grows by you guys selling our softwares, and we get, as we surpass this number, this minimum number that we need for our OC, you guys are going to essentially get dividend payments. We're going to take the revenue and we're going to essentially divide it up, all right? So here's what I've done. I've taken this number right here and I've multiplied it by 4 to give us 3,000 total revenue shares, all right? We got 3,000 total revenue shares because I need 750 community members. If I get 750 community members, I can pay all you affiliates to get the community members. You guys are making $42,000 a month, and I can cover all the operating costs of Tier 5, which is $30,000 a month, and we can go in and build a bunch of cool software over the next 12 months. All right? So what I've done is I've taken this 750 members, and I've multiplied it by 4 to get 3,000 revenue shares. And I went in and said, hey, every community membership, these 750, not every community membership, but the first 750 community memberships are going to get 4 revenue shares allocated to them. All right? They're going to be allocated just like this. There's going to be 1 revenue share for the community member. There's going to be a revenue share for the JV affiliate. There's going to be a revenue share for JV, and there's going to be a revenue share for Tier 5. Okay? So what that means is anybody who buys a community membership for the first 750 community memberships that get sold is going to get 1 revenue share of Tier 5. And in just a minute, we're going to talk about what a revenue share is equal to. But if you want to jump right down to it, if you want to jump right down to that number, it's equal to approximately, if we take a ClickFunnels example and say we're making as much revenue as ClickFunnels is, then 1 revenue share is equal to $600 a month, approximately, a little bit more. All right. So every community member, they get the first 750 community members, they get 1 revenue share. The JV affiliate, if you're a JV team member and you sell that community membership, you get a revenue share for that community membership. So if you're a JV affiliate, like Christopher, Darla, you guys are JV affiliates. If you every community membership you sell as an affiliate, you get a revenue share on that first 750. And then JV gets 1, that's me, and then Tier 5 gets 1, that's Tier 5. That gives me money, that gives Tier 5 room for actual growth as there's excess capital, all right? So am I good to stop here? Do you guys fully understand a profit share and how it would actually be divided? Do you have questions right now, or do you just want me to keep going?
I'm good, Jon.
Anybody else? Everybody else good? Have you understood it?
I think you had a question in chat. So revenue share is 0.1%. Is my math correct? That was Steve asking.
Well, I don't see that. I don't see that Steve's there right now. But no, that wouldn't necessarily that wouldn't necessarily be correct. No. So a revenue share, we're saying that there's 300 revenue shares. All right. So what is revenue? All right. Well, revenue, we need this operating cost right here. That's what Tier 5 needs to actually be a company. We need that operating cost. So I've already showed you that we need these 750 members in order for Tier 5 to get this operating cost right here. If we get these 750 members, then Tier 5 has its operating cost. We're paying out $42,000 to the affiliates for us to get our $30,000. All right, so we're paying you guys more than we're taking, so that we can build more software for you guys and pay you guys more than what we're taking to sell our software. Right? So the revenue share is, let's say, all right, just for an example, let's say we have 751 users. What does that mean? That means that Tier 5 has its operating costs, plus it has an additional $40. So if you take that $40 and you divide it by 3,000, what do you get? Oh, well, you don't get that. You need a calculator to get that. Where's my calculator at? There it is. Okay, so you get that at 751 members, one revenue share of Tier 5 becomes equal to 1 cent. A little bit more than 1 cent, but you could approximate it at 1 cent. All right, so let's do a different example. All right, let's do a ClickFunnels example. All right, ClickFunnels has 60,000 members at least. All right, they actually just produced numbers where they said that they were upwards of 70,000 paying members that pay either $97 or $297. So let's just say we are ClickFunnels. We got 70,000 people paying $97 a month. What that means is that now we have that we're generating revenue for Tier 5. We have that much revenue being generated for Tier 5. So now at that point, one revenue share becomes equal to $933 a month. So that means if you're one of the first 750 people to join the Tier 5 community, and we build one software, because we've got, they've got literally 9 engineers that work for them. We've got 40 engineers that work for us. If we build one software over the next 12 months that can compete and capture the market like that, and say you get 6,000 users or 60,000 users just like them, that means one revenue share of Tier 5 is equal to $933. That because you hold one of the first 750 community memberships, you get paid from Tier 5 $933 every single month. That's your revenue share. If you're a JV affiliate and you sold 10 community memberships, that means that you would get this amount times 10, plus you would get $400 affiliate commission. That means if you're a JV affiliate and you've just only recruited 10 people into the community membership, and they were 10 of the first 750 people, and we build one software, like I said, if you literally go look at it, you will see that ClickFunnels, when they built ClickFunnels, the largest their team had ever been is 11 software engineers. We employ 40 sitting right out here. Technically 37 is what I have right now, and our inflated OC allows us to essentially increase to 45 maximum over the next 12 months. So if we build one software that we're able to actually like break the market, because we can do 45 years of engineering in 1 year compared to 11, and we have that success, right? That's what we're modeling. If we have that actual success, then this is what you would make as a JV affiliate that only recruited 10 people into Tier 5. You would make almost $10,000 a month, and all you got to do is recruit 10 people.
So, John, the way I'm understanding this, so that maybe it can be used to as well for other folks to grasp. 750 is really the baseline number as far as number of active memberships.
Correct.
Any number of memberships or members or software users that are over and above the 750, it's that over and above the 750 that falls into this distributable pool, correct? And you're taking the $40, which is the I guess the percentage of the amount that gets assigned to Tier 5 from what the member pays, and that's the piece that's being used to distribute as profit share to all the folks who are participating, right? So the real key for the community, for all of us right now, is to break the 750 barrier, correct? Because that's the floor. Anything over 750, the higher the number over 750, the more there is to distribute amongst everyone who's participating.
Correct, and only the first 750, because that's the minimum that we need for our OC, considering that we have, now it's actually a lot less than that whenever you consider that I'm one of the affiliates and I give all my money up, but we're not going to consider that. We're going to consider that that all the members are going to come through a true affiliate model where we have to pay both tiers of affiliate for that sale of the community membership. So the minimum that we need to reach our inflated OC, which is the whole reason, that's the whole reason I started the Tier 5 community, was to have inflated OC without having clients, to have my operating costs without having to have clients and sell engineering time, because that allows me to consume all my engineering time. So yes, anything over the 750 minimum memberships, and those are the only memberships that are going to get revenue shares attached to their membership. Anything over that, the Tier 5 portion, which is $40 a membership, is going to be divided by those 3,000 revenue shares and then distributed back to everybody who holds the revenue share.
John, is that going to remain static at a $97 membership where we came in, or is that going to be a variable when we go up to the $197 to the $597, et cetera, et cetera?
So that's a good question, but I don't think that question is really I don't think that question is really relative that much, because I guess it depends, Darla. I mean, I guess it depends, because if you're on a different membership plan, then if we get higher numbers, that kind of makes this number go down, all right? Meaning the more people that sign up for the $197 a month plan means that technically we don't need 750 members to reach this minimum, all right? Theoretically, I like to calculate it based on this number, this OC prime, okay? Which is a static number of 30,000. All right, now you can say that fluctuates, and it does fluctuate this number down here, and I've fluctuated that number between 3,000 users if I'm only charging $10 a month, down to 100 users if I'm charging $300 a month. Now, obviously, all changes whenever you add in affiliate commissions and stuff. But I don't think that's real viable right now to think that somebody's going to be on a $597 membership. I've just calculated it on the $97 memberships.
Well, John, the real impact, though, I believe, is that once that number is reached, once the OCI is reached, at that point, no additional folks can be added to this bonus pool, right? So up until that point, everyone is eligible to participate and to have their piece.
Correct.
Once we reach that threshold, we can keep signing up people. We'll have bigger dollars to distribute, but now that community that's sharing that pool has been locked down. No additional people will be able to come in. So there's a first mover advantage at this point.
That is correct. We are definitely, the whole goal here is to give a much higher incentive for the first people that come in that help that OC prime, that inflated OC, because that's what we're truly after, because that's what allows us to be the next ClickFunnels, because that's what actually allows us to stop selling all our services and stop, creating awesome software for everybody else, like ClickFunnels, that are making these types of softwares, and make them for ourselves. So in exchange for that, all we need, obviously, could we say, Dennis, that if we just raised that inflated OC and doubled it, and called that the new Inflated OC. Can we build something much more faster because now we can go in and instead of having 40 engineers, we've got 80? Yeah, sure, but I don't want to do that, and that's not what I'm trying to do.
Yep.
What I'm trying to do, I've already built to this point, so now I'm just trying to actually, I'm trying to do a swap. I'm trying to say, hey, I've got to this point, and I've stable, and I've grown really slowly, and I've grown to a rate that has been comfortable for me, and the amount of work that I like to do, and the amount of risks that I like to take, and be sustainable over time. And it's sustainable. You know, we've always made a profit. There's always been excess money. If there wasn't, I wouldn't be doing this. But now we're stable enough where the main thing I'm trying to do is transition and not have to sell our services to clients anymore, where we just consume them and we make our own software products, because every one of my clients is getting rich off of it. Every one of my clients, so I'm building a software for them, and they're like, hey, you know, thanks, John, we're so rich now. And I'm like, man, what am I doing here? So that's the goal. So once we reach that OC Prime, yeah, there's no, then we're gravy. Then I know at that point, you know, we go away for 6 months, 12 months. We go away for 12 months. Trust me, I come back after 12 months to these 750 people with the revenue share, and I guarantee you we will be able to say, hey, look, what we're going to do is we're going to take X amount of money because we got to put in some traditional branding and marketing and just give 3 months, and we're going to be surpassing this right here, because we've had twice the team size as it took to build our model. We've had 2 of them. We've had 2 teams twice the team size. So I'm totally comfortable in that. So yeah, only those people, Dennis, to answer your question, yes, only enough. I'm calculating it as 750 people because that makes it easy just to based on all the facts. I mean, we're not selling that many $197 memberships, right? Now, you do have to be on a $197 membership if you want this. Whenever you sell an affiliate membership, if you want to earn a revenue share on that sell, you have to be a JV affiliate. So the community member is going to get a revenue share. When the community member buys the membership, he is getting a revenue share. He's getting 1 revenue share attached to his community membership. If you already have a community membership, you get 1 revenue share. You have 1 revenue share. All right. If you have affiliates that you've recruited already under you, I'm going to give you like 7 days to upgrade to that 197. And all of those affiliates that you've already recruited, you'll also get a revenue share for those affiliates. And then every affiliate that you recruit, every community member that you get up to this number right here, you'll get a revenue share as the affiliate that recruited them, and then they will get a revenue share attached to their community membership. So, any other questions? Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Don't be shy, guys. David, what do you think? Steve, what do you think? Nobody has any other thoughts? Shelly, I seen you kind of came in a little bit late. You got the ideal? Have you understood everything?
I came in 2 minutes ago, and let me apologize for being late. I was on another call, but can you give me just like the Cliff Notes real quick, and then I'll absolutely give you my opinion.
Yeah, so essentially the Cliff Notes is you understand that with the Tier 5 community, we're trying to cover the operating cost of Tier 5, right? So that we can just make more software for you, the community. All right, so you understand that right now the community membership we charge $97 for, and from that $97, Tier 5 only keeps 40 because we pay the rest out to the affiliates for making the sale. All right. So from that, we've calculated that we need to sell 750 community memberships to reach our target for the goal. For the goal to reach this group, we need to sell 750 memberships. So what I've done is I've created a concept called a revenue share, or what we're going to do is anything above the operating costs that we generate, we're going to distribute to the revenue shares. So I've created 3,000 revenue shares. All right, we've got 750 community members that we need to get. So every community member gets 1 revenue share per community membership, all right? Every community, the first 750 community memberships have 4 revenue shares attached to them. The community membership gets 1, the JV affiliate that sold the community membership, they get 1, the real JV gets 1, me, I get 1, and Tier 5 gets 1. So essentially what that means is we need 750, everybody above 750. So if we get 751 members in the community at $97 a month, what that means is that there's essentially $40 worth of extra money, right? Because there's 1 extra community membership and Tier 5 gets $40. So there's $40 worth of extra money. So we're going to divide that by 3,000. And that means that a revenue share, 1 revenue share is equal to 1 penny. And the first 750 members, they get a revenue share. Now, if we do the same math and we say we are now ClickFunnels, right? We have as many users as ClickFunnels, or how many does Builderall have? They probably have around 70,000 as well themselves, right? And they're about the same.
I think they're I think they're at about 30,000 right now.
Okay, so then we're definitely modeling ClickFunnels. We're modeling whoever has the higher numbers. So if we're now ClickFunnels and we got 70,000, all right. So that means we've got this much money to distribute. And now 1 revenue share is worth $33. So that means the first 750 people who buy the community membership are going to get paid by Tier 5 $933 a month. And if you're an affiliate and you've recruited 10 people, right? You're a JV affiliate and you've recruited 10 people, then this ends up being your paycheck from Tier 5. If you're a JV affiliate and you've recruited 10 people and we reach that status of ClickFunnels that we were just showing, that revenue share status, you'd get paid $10,666 every month from Tier 5 because you're a JV affiliate that recruited 10 members and you're one of the first 750 who got the revenue shares. So does it make sense what the revenue share is? All we've done is go in and say, hey, Tier 5 needs this, we need this OC, right? Which relates to 750 people paying us $97 a month if we continue to pay affiliates the same amount that we pay them right now. So let's not limit that number. Let's allow that anything over that number, we're going to give an incentive that, hey, if you guys get more than that number, we're going to give that money right back to you. To the first 750. We're going to give that back as a profit share. But at the same time, we're going to allow for me to get paid for everything I've done for the last 2.5 years. And we're also going to allow Tier 5 a way for them to actually make profit because as an entity, they want some profit as well. And then we're going to give an extra incentive to people to join the $197 a month membership because essentially that will make this 750 number go down where we can reach it closer. So because of those factors, we took that 750 and multiplied it by 4 so that we could take and give for everybody in that first 750, we can give them 1 revenue share, we can give their JV affiliate 1 revenue share, we can give me 1 revenue share, and we can give Tier 5 1 revenue share. And I think that's fair. I personally think that's really fair because, you know, I'm the one that's been here in a foreign country for the last 3 years, working 20 hours a day to actually build this company to where it's at and build all these softwares and take my time to go find everybody that can be part of this first 750 and help me find these first 750. So I think that's fair myself. Plus you get everything else that's already included in the community membership, which is, you know, at least $1,000 worth of software every single month and the opportunity income to sell our software where we don't even compete with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a novel idea for sure.
So any other questions? Like, does anybody have any questions or does everybody understand how it would work and how valuable it could potentially be?
I think it's a great incentive, John. I think it helps everyone get More on track. Time is of the essence in that perspective. The door will close. And, it would be helpful that we mentioned earlier, I think you and I, if there was an indicator so folks knew how far or how close we are to that target. So they're not surprised if at some point the door closes.
That I agree there, and there will be there will be something for that. There will be something for that, Dennis. What Dennis is talking about is that we're building. It's going inside here or inside here. So he's just talking about showing a counter, like an accountability counter, where you guys can see at any time that 750 member, how many active members are there, so that you can understand at any time what one revenue share is theoretically equal to. Obviously, if we have 700 members or less, a revenue share is equal to a negative amount. It's 0. You're not liable for the negative amount. I'm liable for that, and you don't have to worry about it being negative. I'm liable for that. Anything above 750, you would see the revenue share value of tier 5. You would see that calculation, which would be, I already calculated and showed you at 751, it would be 1.3 cents, which isn't a lot, but approaching 70,000, which really 70,000 is a very realistic, it's not an unrealistic number whenever it comes to a SaaS software, or it comes to the fact that you can have in a year, we could produce 4 crazy SaaS softwares in a year, so you could have 4 SaaS softwares on top of the ones that we already have. So that's not an unrealistic number. And at that number, at that 70,000, which was the ClickFunnels model, that we would be showing, $993. So we'll make something like that, Dennis, a little counter where you can see at any time what that. We're kind of far from that right now because we only have.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to slow anything down because we're not even halfway there. So there's plenty of room, which means plenty of opportunity for folks to accumulate those shares.
Correct, and we're not halfway there. That's one of the reasons that I'm trying to create this revenue share concept to give an even more incentive for somebody to come and be one of those early adopters and see the value here and have some faith and believe in the opportunity that is being presented to them here. Any other questions?
Yeah, hi John, it's Bella. I came in a little bit late. Hi. Also, I had a doctor's appointment. So I understand it all. I think it's an amazing concept. So to bring in the 10 people, it's at the $97 or $197? That's the only part I'm confused in.
Well, okay, so everybody who signs up, the first 750 people who sign up for a community membership at $97 a month would get 1 revenue share, okay? So that means you, Bella, as a community member, would have 1 revenue share, all right? So congratulations, you have a revenue share of Tier 5. Okay, now, do you want more than 1 revenue share of Tier 5? If so, you need to join the JV team at $197 a month. You need to get on that membership plan. If you are on the JV team, you still need to get on that $197 a month plan.
Okay, gotcha.
You need to be paying $197 a month if you ever want to have more than 1 revenue share of Tier 5. You will join $197 a month plan, and from that, if you join that plan, every person that is under you as an affiliate on a $97 a month plan, you will get an additional revenue share for that person.
Great, thank you.
However, if you're not on the JV team, you'll still get your 1 share for having signed up. But as people sign up under you, you will no longer receive additional shares for those signups.
I'll get those.
Okay, so you'll still get your residual monthlies, but you won't be benefiting from that additional share. So it really comes down to, if you're planning on signing up a lot of people or more than 1 person, then it probably makes sense to get on the JV team. But that really becomes a personal choice.
What's that, David?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch most of that. You were breaking up.
Can you just 1 second, David? Basically, Bella, what he said is that the incentive is it's up to you whether you join the 197 a month or not. That's up to you. If you think, all right, so if you think that you're going to get, let's say 10 people, you're going to have 10 people sign up, and you think that also you believe in Tier 5 enough that you think that we're going to produce a ClickFunnels-like software, right, that our revenue share is going to be equal $1,000, well, then you better just go ahead and sign up for that 197 a month membership, because that means that's the only way that you're going to get a revenue share for each of your affiliates. You're going to get affiliate commission regardless. Every affiliate that you get, you're going to get your affiliate commission on them regardless. Do you want a revenue share for them? You need to be on the 197 a month plan. That helps me. That helps our whole community out, because what does that do? That if you do that, all right, and that's where I didn't want to go in and calculate the numbers, because not honestly, that's whenever I try to explain something, if people don't understand it and I can't explain it to them because it just makes sense in my head, I get frustrated. And that's a very mutative function. If I'm going to actually go in and try to show you a number that is mutative because it's based on a number it's based on a sales number where the sales number is a variable amount, right? What that means is the more people that join the 197 a month plan means the lesser amount of users that we have to have. We no longer need 750 users. We need a lesser amount, which means there's even lesser amount of revenue shares, which means that a revenue share is more valuable, all right? So that's why you only get a revenue share for your affiliates if you're on the 197 a month membership. And that actually makes revenue shares more valuable for everybody.
Sure. Excellent plan. Thank you.
So does that answers your question then, Bella?
Yes, thank you.
What you got, David? And the 197 is not an addition, it's just an upgrade. So your total price is 197, not 197 plus 97. Your total price is 197.
What?
You still had a question, David? Anybody else have a question? Come on, David. I know you got one. I saw you asking it. You started to ask it, and then you stopped. What was it, man?
No, what I was saying is that the way you were explaining it, it sounded like it's an exact, like with a traditional affiliate program, where it's just, if you don't sign up at the 197 level, then whoever signs up underneath you and on your revenue share is in your downline.
The only thing that's different if you're not on the 197, I mean, obviously the 197 plan has I think there's other benefits to it. I mean, there's not. It's a JV. I mean, there are, because it's a JV team, all right? It's all the benefits. That's what the 197 plan is. The only difference is right now there's people on the JV team that only paid $97 a month because they were their early adopter. But the JV team is 197. And to get that revenue share, your commission doesn't change. You're still going to get commission regardless of if you're on a 197 plan or not. You're still going to get the same amount of commission that you're going to get. The revenue share is a completely new revenue stream that you're going to get. Right now, that revenue share does not have any value. It has a negative value right now because we need 750 users at $97 a month, and we only have like 187. So right now it's at a negative value. Once we reach 750 and grow above 750, which trust me, we will, then it becomes that revenue share begins to actually have a value, tangible value. And as I showed, if we get to 70,000 users like ClickFunnels at 97, that revenue share becomes about $1,000 per share. So at that point, if you're a JV affiliate, let's look at Hector. If I look at Hector, he's got 85 people that he's recruited in that are going to be community members, right? So now we get to ClickFunnels, right? We get to ClickFunnels that I'm paying him $84,000 a month is what I'm paying that dude, because he helped me get 84 of the first 750. Could you imagine that? And that's the terms. I mean, that's literally for Hector how it would work out. If I look at him right now, he got 85 people that he's recruited into Tier 5 at $97 a month. Now he only gets those 84 out of those first 750, and we give this revenue share. And 12 months down the line, obviously not tomorrow, but you guys just kind of use the software, do your stuff, sell it, and help me, give me ideas with the next big badass software that we're going to build, and just give me a little bit of time. Let me sit with these guys and let us build some amazing software and come back to you within 12 months and launch it and be something where you're a ClickFunnels user and you're like, damn, this is 10 times better than that, and it's the same price. I definitely want this, right? It's not impossible that we can do that. We can, and that, trust me, I got a lot more ambition than that. Trust me, I have much more ambition than $7 million a month. I have much more ambition than that. So at that point, you can see where I'm paying Hector $84,000 a month for, I mean, I'm pretty sure that dude's really happy at that point. So that's the concept of the revenue share. Affiliate commission doesn't change. Affiliate commission doesn't change at all. You guys are still going to get affiliate commissions regardless. So, other questions? Hilton, what's up? You're probably confused. You came in like right after everything.
Yeah, just taking any opportunity I can just to try and stay up to date. So I don't have any questions. Just listening in.
Okay. Well, does anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, John, it's Bella again. So you keep comparing to ClickFunnels. I understand their magnitude, but does that mean that we're also going to have a site builder? Is that like in the works?
It's not in the works right now, but it's definitely on the plan book. Yeah, most definitely we would have to have some. So even right now, it's in the book. Somebody's right now building a site builder, and not a site builder, but a basic, let's say, bridge page builder and link wizard. Right now, one of the work in progress right now is a little opt-in like bridge page where you just can have a little opt-in form where whenever you build your short links, right then and there, you can have that short link be essentially an opt-in page, a bridge page, where all you got to do is create the short link. It's your little opt-in page, and then after that opt-in page, it gets redirected to your affiliate link, and your data's right there and can be exported in our Zapier integration. So a full-blown page sometime in the future.
Yeah, I think John, though, however, is making the reference to ClickFunnels primarily as a reference point in terms of number or size of membership base, not necessarily software feature comparison. That's all it is.
That's correct. I'm just modeling, and I'm just, because that's something that you guys all know and you guys all understand, right? I could do the same thing with HubSpot. If I'm doing it with HubSpot, if I were to go in and model HubSpot, you'd see that same revenue share is probably about $3,500 a month instead of $1,000 a month. If I model HubSpot instead of modeling because those guys are making about $30 million a month. So I just picked ClickFunnels as a model, not because I'm software rebuild it, because I'm not. So I would never do that. Never. Ever. I would not steal. I would software hack. I think that's what it's called. I would software hack, not steal. I would just look at what they did, improvements on top of that. Software hack. Russell would understand.
Hello. Hello.
Other questions? Any other questions? No other questions? So did I do a good, do you guys feel like upgrading to the 197 a month membership now? Did I do a good job explaining? Did I do good with the explanation?
I think more than upgrading to the 197, it's that plus bringing in a whole bunch of people.
I would agree. I think it's very motivational. It's like, okay, get off your keister and get some people in here, and you're gonna increase exponentially.
Well, if you get people in, you're automatically going to have revenue. So if you guys help get those first 750 people in, you're automatically going to have revenue because you're going to be getting paid your affiliate commission automatically on that. It's just if what happens if you do that and then we blow up and we explode and one of our softwares goes viral, and because we have you know what it takes to build an amazing software? Time and software engineers, all right? And we've got a bunch of software engineers. We've got great genius minds, and we would have time if we had that inflated OC. We would have that. I mean, with all the softwares that we have right now, we've built those on stolen time. Like literally built those on stolen time. Not stolen time, but downtime. And if you can understand the mentality of a software engineer whenever you tell them, we don't have any work for you to do, so work on this because there's nothing real for you to do, right? That is the type of product that gets produced. You can understand the different mentality because they understand that product right now is not making any revenue. What really makes the revenue is whenever I put them on a client product. product. So at the time we're a product based, it's a completely different philosophy anyways from a developer, but time and engineers, and we got plenty of that, so. What do you think, Christopher?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great possibility to get to reach faster than 750 members, as well for upgrading the 197 to join the JV team as well. So I like the idea. It's good.
So you want to upgrade?
Why not?
Awesome.
That was good.
It's great. So that was the whole thing I want to do now. So I'm done. If you guys don't have any questions, I guess we're done. We can go back to chit chatting or do whatever. If you guys don't have any other questions.
I think that's good. I think you did good.
Well, I'm going to do it a couple more times and draw it out. But like I said, all I was trying to do was get your guys' reaction, validate the actual ideal, and see if it's an ideal that is validated and you guys think you would be interested in. And also if you think that it's something that would allow you to sell the community memberships faster and to make them more valuable. Bobby, you got any questions?
I think drawing it out will be good too. I think the visual of it would be good.
Did I draw it out good for you when I did the whiteboard? Did that make you understand it good? Should I make a drawing kind of like that? Or should I?
I think it helps if you're a visual learner for sure.
Could you, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can kind of hear you, Bobby.
Okay. One thing that one comment I have is, you know, you go through life and you've seen different people have different ideas, like, you know, Microsoft and Apple, and you have Builderall, and you have ClickFunnels, you have and all these other softwares. When you build something like this, I think one thing that you ought to think about is if you made it compatible with everybody. That way you would be inclusive instead of exclusive, and you could channel things over to ClickFunnels, or you could, you know, transfer funnels over to Builderall or to ClickFunnels. I don't know if that's a possibility, but that would be like everybody in the world could work with you because you are compatible with everybody else. Is that an idea or a bad idea?
Well, I mean, it sounds like what you're saying is it would be a good idea to make software that's compatible with every other software.
With the main ones that we're working with in marketing, you know.
With the main softwares that I can't say I quite follow your question 100%, Bobby. The main softwares that we're working with.
Well, the main ones that most people work with, like Infusion, Builderall, ClickFunnels, all those type of things, where people that are already using something could join our group too, and not feel like they have to turn everything off they already got. They could work. It would work together because there's some benefits with Tier 5 stuff that they don't have, maybe. But they could still use their old stuff in the new. Does that make any sense?
Right, and they would be able to do that essentially. I mean, you can already do that. I mean, we already have ClickFunnels users in our groups. We already have lots of Builderall users in our groups. And our softwares right now don't particularly replace those software products, right? Now, could we, and would it make sense in the future for us to have those same products like a funnel builder? Well, for me, it's a no-brainer. Yes, I have to have a software just like ClickFunnels because I pay them $297 a month. And if you really think about it, to some extent, it's going to be more convenient for me to have a tool just like the rest of my software products that does that for me, where I don't have to pay somebody else to use their software because I have my own.
Well,
so,
for instance, this is an example. For instance, you build something like that has some of those tools like Builderall and like ClickFunnels. would it be possible to convert a ClickFunnels funnel over to your Tier 5 and have a way to convert them over without rebuilding?
Well, I really don't think that ClickFunnels or Builderall, Bobby, are going to allow me an integration where I can be like, hey, look, I built this new software that essentially replaces your software. Would you allow me to make an integration so your users can, easily remove all their content and funnels from your software into my software, stop paying you and start paying me? So that doesn't seem like a realistic thing. Now, would there be some way essentially where you could possibly, like through some process, do like an HTML export or something? Yeah, sure, if and when we go build a funnel builder, but that's not anything that we're focusing on right now, is building any type of funnel building software. That's not anything that we're focusing on right now.
Well,
Once the community's funded, will we build something like that? Maybe, if that's what the community, I've been really transparent that once the community is actually funded and gets to where it needs to be, part of the goal is to use you guys as the community to do market validation and to take your input where because how do I know? Because you're the ones that are out there selling the community memberships and you're selling the software, so I'm going to leave it up to you to know what are going to be the things that you can sell the easiest and people are demanding the most, and that's what we're going to actually build. So if you guys, the community, all come back to me and you're like, look, John, we're funded, first thing we want is for you to build a funnel builder. Then at that point, I'm going to be like, all right, guys, we're building a funnel builder. So I can't really say what we're going to focus on and build next. I get your idea.
I know that you would like to have one, so you don't have to pay the ClickFunnels. But I'm pretty happy with where I'm at on funnel builders, but I don't think that's something we ought to concentrate on. But if you did, that was a compatibility thing is what I was thinking about. But yeah, I'd rather see some different kind of software that nobody else has.
Yeah, we're not, for the record, we're not focusing on a funnel builder, Bobby. For the record, we're not doing that.
Right. But that's just a question about compatibility. I wasn't really wanting a funnel builder.
Our softwares are really compatible. If you're a ClickFunnels users, our software are really compatible with ClickFunnels. You can integrate right with their Zapier integration. All our softwares are pretty much independent.
We were in a meeting a couple of days ago or whatever, and you were saying that it was hard to do Zapier with Builderall. Yeah. Somebody else said, well, you could do it like this, or you could do it with.
I didn't build Builderall, so I can't get our softwares to be compatible with because Builderall doesn't have a Zapier integration. That's not something that's under my control.
Yeah. John, I would suggest that questions like this, we could probably put it in a different Zoom or a different session so that folks who listen to the replay, their attention is specific to what you put on the table today, which has to do with the profit sharing component. And I think those questions are valid, but just so it doesn't get all muddled up, right?
Sure.
Because that has to do more with direction, software feature, functionality, etc., as opposed to, are there any questions or suggestions, concerns, etc., regarding the profit sharing model, and do people see enough value in it to really push going forward? I think that's what you're trying to get out of today's session, at least.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Did you understand the profit sharing concept, Bobby? The revenue shares?
Yeah, I got in at the last minute there, but yeah, I kind of do. The 197 gives you ability to have income based on what the whole Tier 5 makes in the future. The 97 is just commission on it, right?
Correct. It's a complete additional revenue stream outside of the affiliate revenue. Technically, let's say if we did somebody joins Tier 5 and they're one of the first 750 memberships, and they do nothing at all, and then we reach, let's say, the ClickFunnels model, they're getting paid $1,000 a month, even though they never helped us get any additional members. All they did was buy one of the first 750 memberships.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I pretty much understand that. I just got to make a decision. I really want to not to interrupt this meeting, but I want to get with you in a later time, or email me or something about the 100-day challenge. I want to finish that. I want to go with that.
See you, Chris.
But I'm gonna make a decision on that, on the 197 thing. Move forward with it, I think, but I'll get back with you.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Everybody else is good? Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, let's go then.
Tear it up.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Bye. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, John. Thanks, guys.
Catch you later, John.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Later.
Bye.